This is the top 5 slave-built buildings in Oxford. Oxford is an ancient city with a disproportionate effect on the global travel of geopolitics. The university has been built by a number of benefactors of the transatlantic slave trade. In 1776, when America was announcing its independence to the world, the biggest story in Oxford was that George Dodd was selling sausages at the Wheatsheaf pub. William Ricketts graduated Christ Church College in 1791. He was born in the Midgham estate, which they called Aberdeen, near Negril in Jamaica. His father George was the governor of Tobago and then Barbados on the recommendation of his brother-in-law, the Earl of Liverpool. The second Earl of Liverpool became the Prime Minister in 1823. William Ricketts' grandfather was the governor of Fort William, not in Scotland, in Bengal, and his paternal grandfather Jacob left hundreds of pounds to his mulatto children in his will that he had with an enslaved woman named Ancilla. Ricketts' family were essential ambassadors of British colonialism and organisers of the transatlantic slave trade. This building at Oriel College was built with money from Cecil Rhodes, who set up Rhodesia. He gathered his wealth from exploitation and forced labour in diamond mines in the south of Africa. In 1991, the Rhodes Scholarship started accepting black Africans after 89 years of living up to Rhodes' initial principles of promoting English-speaking nations. Rhodes has been called the greatest imperialist of the 19th century after stealing 3.5 million square metres of land from the black native people. And he was quoted as saying, "The natives are like children. They've just emerged from barbarism." In 2023, All Souls College was reported as one of the wealthiest in all of Oxford, most of this wealth coming from benefactors and fellows. One of these, the Reverend Charles Beckford, was the grandson of Peter Beckford, the governor of Jamaica, who was the wealthiest man in Jamaica when he died in 1735. Other families who gave money to All Souls include the Lascelles, the Tarletons and the Dawkinses. Henry Dawkins was the MP for Southampton and had over 1,000 slaves over 13 plantations. 2 of his sons came here, and his great-great-great-grandson, Professor Richard Dawkins, studied at Balliol. 10% of all the benefactors who gave over £1,000 between 1600 and 1919 to Balliol earned some of their wealth from slavery. One of these with the greatest ties to the British establishment was John Popham, a descendant of Henry I. His grandfather was the Lord Justice who oversaw the trial of Guy Fawkes and Mary Queen of Scots. John was involved in setting up the Virginia Company and intimately involved with the colonisation of North America. Balliol also educated Lord Alfred Milner, who quit the government over Irish Home Rule, laid the framework for apartheid and brought 60,000 indentured servants from China to South Africa to work in the mines. Lastly, Sir Thomas Cookes gave Oxford University £15,000 in 1714 to build Worcester College. His father-in-law, Thomas Hickman Windsor, was the first Earl of Plymouth and governor of Jamaica in 1661. In 1946, eugenicist George Pitt Rivers, supporter of Oswald Mosley, donated a cup to Worcester College. The cup came from his grandfather Augustus Pitt Rivers' collection, who gave his name to Pitt Rivers Museum. That is Rhodes' house, and this is the Pitt Rivers Museum. He was the heir to £9,152 after abolition, after the loss of 532 slaves. The cup, which was drunk out of here in ceremonies until 2015, was made of the skull of an enslaved woman.